Almost 60 years ago, the Dodge Charger was introduced in an attempt to compete with GM, who at the time had just introduced the Chevelle, the GTO, and the 442. Tired of being beaten not only in the showroom but at the drag strip, oval tracks, and other racetracks across the country, Dodge decided to start what would be a revolution in the American muscle car game. Fast forward to 2023, where Dodge has accomplished so much with the Dodge Charger. Not only have they created the highest selling muscle car of all time, but also the most powerful four-door sedan of all time. And thanks to one of the most successful movie franchises of all time, you know the one about street racing and family, both the 1970 Charger and new Chargers were known all over the world. But just like in the 1970s, due to the Clean Air Act and fuel crisis, the increasing cost of insurance, the Dodge Charger, as we know it, is dying. 2023 marks the last of the high horsepower internal combustion muscle cars at Dodge. But there's good news. Dodge is sending the current Charger off with a bang by releasing 6 special edition builds, all based on iconic versions of the classic Charger. You can choose from the Super B, the Swinger, and the Blacktop, which are all visual upgrade packages. Then to top them off is the 807 horsepower Go Mango Orange King Daytona. Plus, every Charger comes with a unique last call plaque beneath the hood to signify that this marks the end of the current generation. Dodge is also reintroducing some classic shades like Plum Crazy Purple, B5 Blue, and Sublime Green, bringing back some well-needed color to the automotive landscape. Available powertrains are the biggest deciding factor when you're choosing your Charger, but with 7 different builds to choose from, it gets a little overwhelming. So at the bottom of the lineup are the SXT and GT trims. Powered by a 3.6-liter V6 backed with an 8-speed automatic transmission, the SXT grunts its way to 292 horsepower, or slightly boosted to 300 in the all-wheel drive configuration, same as the GT. GT also adds more aggressive wide-mouth front fascia, ventilated hood, 20-inch wheels, and lip spoiler at the back. Up next is the 345 horsepower Hemi V8 engine. This 5.7-liter, 370 horsepower, and 390 foot-pounds of torque power plant comes standard on the RT model. Add 50 cubic inches and you've got the 392 Hemi V8. Standard on the Dodge Charger Scat Pack, this 6.4-liter engine flexes its naturally aspirated 485 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque for an impressive 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds. At the top of the food chain, though, is the supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi high-output V8, boasting a ground-shaking 807 horsepower and 707 pound-feet of torque. Found in the SRT Hellcat Red-Eye jailbreak, making it the most powerful and fastest mass-production muscle car ever. When it comes to appearances, there's no denying that the Charger is a looker, but the current overall look of the Charger hasn't changed since 2020. The base model SXT is actually the most different of the lot. The upper and lower grille sections are smaller and make the whole front end look cramped and unattractive. Move over to the GT, RT, and Scat Pack models, and you get a drastically wider upper and lower grille sections, larger wheel and tire packages, a more aggressively styled hood with functioning hood scoop, and a black or body-colored spoiler for good measure. The Scat Pack variant also comes in a wide body format as well. The last but very not least is the SRT Hellcat Red-Eye jailbreak and its wide body brethren. Both sport an SRT performance hood with heat extractors, wide body package with the performance front fascia, male slot air opening, side skirts, and wide body fender flares front and back, which make the Charger 3 inches wider than stock and ½ an inch wider than a new Range Rover. Performance means nothing though if you can't stop all that power. That's why Dodge fitted 6-piston Brembo brakes and adaptive dampening suspension to all the SRT models. The Charger's interior reflects the classic muscle car aesthetics with a wide range of options available. Dodge is going all out for the 2023 model though. Since this is the last iteration of the Charger, Dodge created the jailbreak program to allow owners to pick and choose any option they want on any model they want. How about a Plum Crazy Purple wide body Scat Pack with red leather interior, wood trim, and bright green brake calipers? Both driver and passenger are kept comfortable with 8-way powered and heavily bolstered but extremely comfortable front seats covered in standard cloth, optional leather, or a combination of leather and Alcantara in a whole host of colors. Move up to the dash and you're met with a race-inspired leather or Alcantara wrapped steering wheel with your standard controls for radio, cruise control, menu options, and more. Charger's instrument cluster is a combination of traditional and new school with both analog speedometers and rev counters and a 7-inch digital display in the center. This allows you to keep track of your everyday stats, whether it involves your engine or fuel economy, record your best 0 to 60 and quarter-mile times, display navigation, or customize and configure the digital display to match your personal driving style. The brain and central hub of the charger, though, is the 8.4-inch Uconnect touchscreen. The system, installed with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Sirius XM, hands-free calling and voice commands, as well as navigation, is fully customizable, allowing you to position any function where you want on the screen. Hands down, the best feature, though, is the multitude of performance pages. This allows you to view real-time information on the capabilities of your vehicle. Timers give you the ability to simulate a drag strip, timing light, allows you to record your stats and reaction time, as well as acceleration and braking. Gauges gives you customizable pages to monitor all aspects of your drivetrain like oil temp and pressure, coolant temp, and battery voltage. The G-Force module allows the driver to stay informed on how much force is being exerted on all sides of the vehicle, including the steering angle. The engine screen displays important info on power, torque, boost pressure, and more. And lastly, the dynamometer will calculate and draw graphs for power and torque in real time. Below the touchscreen are the standard radio controls, as well as the drive mode selector and stability controls, plus dual climate controls for driver and passenger. The center console provides ample storage for small items, including a convenient slot next to the shifter for your smartphone. The back seat is spacious and comfortable, even enough for a few adults or 3 kids. The back seat is also a 60-40 split bench, just in case you need more than the 17 cubic feet of trunk space. Now, muscle cars are meant to bark through the neighborhood between streetlights, and the Dodge Charger has been top dog for plenty of years. Now, more than a decade into its current generation, the seamlessly ageless Charger as we know it is now coming to an end. While the world's shift to alternative energy, it was inevitable that the Charger would one day shift as well. Custom builds of the 2023 Charger will stop in August 2024 in preparation for the next generation 2025 Charger debut. There is one thing for sure though, the last generation high horsepower Chargers will quickly become collector's items and a quintessential example of American muscle.